I think it was probably been best for her just to stay neutral and not
Just
like the rest of the cast and not really say nothing, because
yeah,
now it's like she's aligned herself with on his side of being like, okay, I support him, and so now
Yeah.
people are they coming for her neck, you know.
Yeah, they come before. And she tweeted saying that she doesn't condone the actions of people who has done things like that.
yeah. But once that
Um,
first tweet go out, it's over.
yeah,
Then also, who are we to tell her what how she experienced Mr. Cosby? Like to Mr. Cosby, he may have gave off that impression that he was just a good, wholesome guy. He may have kept it up at the workplace with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's all she knows. So she hasn't personally seen. So in her eyes, that's she knows him to be a wholesome person.
Yeah,
Whereas maybe once he gets off the lot, off set, the lights go down. You see the little dark cloud come over, and he becomes evil Cosby.
yeah,
mhm,
Pudding pops become Jello shots.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah. Totally agree, bro.
we appreciate that.
you're right, man. It's uh, yes, indeed. We back up in this thing. We got a show for you. Just acting up show. Hey, man, welcome. Just acting up show. I'm your host, Joffy. Yes, indeed. We at it again. This is July 4th weekend. It's the 4th. Not May the 4th be with you, but July 4th. So we got Big Chris up in the building. Big Chris, say
What's
what's
up? What's
up.
up? What's up? What's up, people? Happy to be here again. What's going on?
Sir, we back up in the lab. We back up in the lab, man. Don't forget, we got Mike up in this thing. Mike, say what's up to the world.
What's going on, people? How you living? What's going on?
What we're gonna talk about today? We're gonna talk about Shafari Richardson. We got a lot of news going on with that. We got even more news. Bill Cosby. Yeah, boy. Well, I'm sorry, that's John Witherspoon. I can't do little Cosby thing with the eyes going up like that. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about a certain Karen that's going on out there. Not just the movie, but a different type of Karen. Stay tuned, locked in, just acting up. All right, man, we're gonna talk about Bill. I can't really do the all that with the music and everything, but
Wait, what song?
sorry, that the intro music is dope, man. I'm sorry, man. Every time the Bill Cosby show came on, you just love hearing that interest music right there.
See them tap
But
shoes.
man, Bill. So Bill has been released from prison. This has been a hot topic,
Yeah,
man.
he got released on a technicality. That's what's
Yeah.
crazy.
What was the reason for the release?
It was because he had an agreement in place with the first prosecutor, or another attorney general, something like that. He had an agreement in place that he wouldn't be charged for the crime. But
Mhm.
it wasn't the case of that he was innocent. It was a case of they had an agreement that he wouldn't be charged, and they
Mm,
reneged on that agreement.
mm.
Sound like a bunch of fluff to me. Sound like he just got some good lawyers.
That's wow. I don't know what to say about that.
If that was the case, you know how many people in jail they be like, man, they told me they wasn't gonna give me 10 years. They told me they was only gonna give me probation. Like when was that ever, it was like something ain't clean in the milk with that one.
Uh,
Funny,
yeah.
man.
I heard, but I guess people was joking when they said that he's going blind, and that was the reason why he got out, or something, in that case. But he only did about like 3 years. He's
Yeah.
like 80 plus years old.
I think he was like 83, 80.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah,
83, I think.
83.
The dude, he old as shit. He old.
Yeah, up there for sure.
Man, I don't know why, it felt like it was longer than that, but I'm pretty sure it felt like even me saying that, I know it felt longer than that to him. This is one of those real touchy subjects, man, because it's like you trying to separate the man that you saw on TV and what he talks about and what he's about, and how he's always telling, other people how to carry themselves, or other comedians. Like he told Eddie Murphy a long time ago when Eddie Murphy first started off, you don't want to be up there cursing and saying flip flop floppity flop, and Eddie said, I said fuck. So
no, how it went. This is what Eddie said on Raw. He said that he went to go talk to Richard Pryor about it. He said, man, let me tell you what Bill said about this and that and third. And Richard Pryor say, really? Man, when you tell Bill, I said, fuck him.
You know what? I was listening to somebody's take on that. Like, they probably knew what he was doing back then. They was like, how you gonna tell me not to cuss when we see you, what you doing with these ladies? You know what I'm saying? That's probably why they just, you know what I'm saying, they rock with him like that.
Bro, it has been a stigma that followed Bill just like R. Kelly. So it's not, I'm not gonna sit here and say he did not, man. Bill didn't do that. Bill didn't do that. When something like that follows you, it follows this man for years. It followed him. It like comedians amongst the group, they knew about it. It's just like Unveiled said. Unveiled said she know like three people. She know personally.
Yeah. But it's like he had a lot of power back then too. So
he did.
You can't really just go too hard at him without messing up your own situation. So
he had NBC on the headlock.
Yeah.
On the headlock.
But that's what we're seeing though. That's what the Me Too movement, with him and was it Jeffrey Epstein? We seeing these people in power with power and influence. You know what I'm saying?
Wine and all that.
Yeah.
And that's what's so crazy about it. It's like, like you said, that track record of yours is building up. And like I saw it on it was when comedians in cars getting coffee when they brought it up. And they said that, how is Bill going to, say this when he doing all that? Or, F that guy, he doing this, doing that, and that. So they knew what was going on. They just didn't want to come out and say something about it because of the power that he had, or they knew that somewhere in line that could have messed up that stuff. Look, he did do some great things. And I like that what Dave Chappelle said about his take on it. It's dark. But he was saying that Lord forgive me, he was saying that he rapes and he saves. You look at that whole little Dave Chappelle shtick, if y'all haven't seen that. It was only Dave or some other comedians can pull that off.
Yeah, only Dave can say that without getting any hella backlash.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, the way how he did it, the way he set up, it was like, dang. Of course you're gonna offend somebody. But Dave Chappelle said that, ladies and gentlemen, not me. Sorry, Dave Chappelle, you one of you.
Chappelle said that, not Joffrey.
No, not me.
Not me.
Cancel culture, leave me alone. I ain't much make it yet, man. Y'all come up for me. Leave me alone. Leave the Just Acting Up show alone. But it's one of those touchy subjects, man. I mean, you can't say that he did not do it. You can't say that he did. It's a lot with it, man. I mean,
it's like this, man. It's like, okay, one or two people, yeah, okay, maybe question, but when you got like 30 something plus, and you telling me all these people, with similar stories are lying, like it's something in the milk ain't clean,
And then it follows you, like it follows you, and the whole thing that Unveiled was trying to say, I don't know her real name. I just say Unveiled. I forgot her real name. But what she was trying to basically say was, okay, you justifying that he's out, but you probably, all these years you worked with him, you had to know something. You had to hear something. And it puts your cast, it puts the people that you work with in, in a compromising position, because it's like, bro, how you not know? I mean, this is years,
right.
Janet
Hubert.
Janet Hubert. Shout out to Janet Hubert. This is years of working with this man, beside this man. And even after the Cosby show, Felicia Rashad, they did another show together. Remember the show Cosby? They did a show together. Yeah, so they was connected still,
It's one of those things though, like that those actors on that show been backed into a tight spot. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude gave them their career. You know, a lot of people got their start there. So especially Felicia, I think that was her. Was that her breakout role? I think
I
I
that's
don't
what,
think
remember her on anything else, bro.
that's what she became. That's where she became infamous on that show. So like, it's like, okay, so where do you? And maybe she never seen that side of him. Who knows?
yeah,
But as far as she owes her career, you know what I'm saying, to
yeah,
being on that show.
to
So it's like, how do
to
you,
Bill, yeah.
you know,
yeah.
that's
It's
the thing that
one of
made
the,
you.
And then it's crazy, like Howard University. I mean, he supported Howard all through the show, and then when it went to Hillman, no, well, it was Hillman, not Howard. But then he
yeah,
did the whole different world, and then that cast, and then people that you didn't even know, like Cockroach. You know, Carlton, what's his name?
Carl Anthony Payne, I believe.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Martin show. Alicia Keys was on it. She was the little girl that he was, doing the whole horse thing on his lap. So
yeah.
Yeah,
pause.
because I know that, like when those royalty, you have to get the jello with the jello and the
You
pudding.
got to be careful. You got to be careful.
But
Yeah, man.
then even what's that dude Elton? A few months was that last year? He was working at Trader Joe's and
Now that was
yeah,
in 2019.
2019. He was I
Yeah,
was
it
on a
was in
different end of the
2019.
spectrum though. You see
Yeah.
how it affected him, like, that was where he was living off those royalty checks. And those things he had to when those things stopped, he had to go get a regular job. But now good thing is that whoever tried to make fun of him
Helped them.
helped him because now he's working. Like I see him in Power and all the other good movies and shows. So, but I'm saying like back to Felicia, it's like just for somebody that helped make her career, like what position do you really take on that? Like she owes her career to him. He may not be, he may be a serial whatever, but like at the same time, it's like that's like a tough position to be in. Like where do you stand on that?
Yeah,
If you don't hear,
yeah.
have you heard anything from Malcolm Jamal Warner?
I
He's
was just about
quiet.
to say that. Have you ever heard anything from Raven Simone? No.
Nope,
Keisha Palmer? No.
nope.
Yeah. It's what's her name? Lisa Bonet. She kind
Lisa
of
Bonet, yeah.
I think she kind of been looking. Well, I don't want to put that out there. I don't know how true that is or whatever. But I mean, like a lot of people from the cast, it's like who stood up for the man, who stood behind him. I understand you want to stand behind your friend, through thick and thin, through right and wrong. But and that's why I'm saying we all having a hard time of separating who he was, how he set that example, how he inspired so many, to who is that true man behind the scenes. And you kind of looking at him with that side eye, kind of like that OJ. Well, I ain't gonna say like that OJ thing, but it's just
No,
it's like
OJ did it.
OJ did.
OJ did it. After watching the people versus OJ, and RIP to John Singleton, because he did that, bro. After watching that, I'm like, yeah, OJ, you did that, bro.
Man,
You did that.
man, looking at your heroes with that side eye, like. So, and I'm like, man, everybody talking about so we gonna have that same energy when R. Kelly get out, man.
Who said he getting out? I know. I don't think R. Kelly not getting out. I
No,
don't think that is.
no.
R. Kelly not getting out. If he gets out,
I had a skit for that too about R. Kelly in jail and stuff too. I didn't finish that skit. Come to think of it. Anyways, as I digress,
Stranger things has happened. Let me just say that I'm not going to sit up here and say R. Kelly is not going to get out, but stranger things that have, because I woke up and I'm like, Bill Cosby out.
yeah, it was like middle of the work week. We was like, what?
Yeah, what? What? How the hell? What?
Man, them memes are ridiculous too, man. But besides all that, man, and I know they talk about they want Felicia Rashad to step down from her position and everything. The cancel culture is real, man. They coming for you for real, man. So
I don't think she has to step down. She just cause like Chris said, you just don't know that person. It don't matter how many years you've been around, you don't know that person for what he really is. He has a strange way of hiding things.
I think it was
Yeah,
probably been best for her just to stay neutral and not
Just
like the rest of the cast and not really say nothing, because
yeah,
now it's like she's aligned herself with on his side of being like, okay, I support him, and so now
yeah.
people are they coming for her neck, you know.
Yeah, they come before. And she tweeted saying that she doesn't condone the actions of people who has done things like that.
yeah. But once that
Um,
first tweet go out, it's over.
And
yeah,
then also, who are we to tell her what how she experienced Mr. Cosby? Like to Mr. Cosby, he may have gave off that impression that he was just a good, wholesome guy. He may have kept it up at the workplace with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's all she knows. So she hasn't personally seen. So in her eyes, that's she knows him to be a wholesome person.
Yeah,
Whereas maybe once he gets off the lot, off set, the lights go down. You see the little dark cloud come over, and he becomes evil Cosby.
yeah,
Pudding pops become Jello shots.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah. Totally agree, bro.
you'll catch that later.
You're right, man. It's oh man, this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. So I mean, to Bill Cosby, I mean, hey, man, that's on his record for the remainder of whatever he has left on this time on this world. Um,
You
I don't know
always
what
reap
he's
what
gonna
you
do.
sow.
Yeah, man, you gotta be careful. And to anybody out there who's try to tell people, to be careful what you do, how you carry yourself, and what you do behind what you do behind closed doors will always come to light. So you gotta be careful with that shit, man. It's some horrible stuff out there. I mean, I'm still thinking about the dad from Seven Heaven, what he did, and nobody coming at him.
Bro, that has been quiet. The dad from Seven Heaven some
What did he do?
crazy shit. He molested little boys.
Oh,
Yeah, man. And,
Yeah,
yeah, he had that wholesome character, and they said he came out just because he came out and said that, admitted that what he did. They taking it as like, oh, he came out and admitted it and stuff. But I need to research that and see what is the punishment for him. Is he getting punished for it? Or
yeah,
what about I don't know if y'all saw Smallville. They had that little sex cult thing going on. Allison Mack, who played as Chloe on Smallville,
yeah.
she's going to be serving time for her actions. And of course, she said she apologized for all the pain that's put upon whoever was a part of that sex cult that they did to those people. But what's done is done. You played a part in that person's pain because of that. So, whew, man.
dear Lord, when you bless me with this acting career take off, I'm going to do my scene and take my ass home. I'm going
That's
home.
it.
I'm going home. I'm
Yeah.
going home. Hey, man, you want to go over to? No. You don't want to go out to eat? No. Didn't you say you're going out to eat? I'm going to go to Corral. I'm going to Piccadilly.
Hey, man.
It's still open.
I'm going far away from you. I'm going to the simple life. It's fuck that.
I'm telling you, man. Like Bernie Mac said, they would give him a lot of they would miss Bernie Mac a lot. Every time they say, "Hey, Bernie, want to go do this?" Now I'm going home to my wife. Bernie Mac had the right idea.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's a dark side to the like I've seen a little bit of it in just my career dealings, and just it's a dark side to it for sure. So you best be the one taking yourself home to stay out of trouble. That's the best
Take
option.
yourself home,
But
bro.
even
Take
if you
yourself
look at
home.
look at what happened to a lot of these young rappers that's getting shot and killed, like they pulling up everywhere. So it's like if you just take yourself out of certain elements.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm rambling. Let
Yeah.
me take that out.
No. You. Every industry has their dark side, and it's like, man, the movie industry is like sex code, pedophiles, rape, drug addiction, and man, it's been going on for years. It's like so many people are still quiet to this day, even with the Me Too movement here and striving. Still people quiet to this day. So
Yeah, because power and influence, which is something
yeah,
that Bill Cosby had all those years.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey Epstein. He
Oh,
had
I was just
children.
finna say Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein knew some shit. They had to
Boy,
get rid of him, boy.
yeah. They're like, man, you out there doing too much, man.
They knew he had some shit. And a bodyguard, a guard at the prison, came up with something just recently saying that he really didn't kill himself or something like that, bro.
Boy, this crazy. Oh, before we move on for this segment, I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine, Ebony Andrepoint. She has a business out there called Queen's Touch Business. It's Queens _touch _business. She's on Instagram as well as Facebook, and she said she will be tuning into the show. And she also asked us about are we going to be talking about what Bill Cosby did? So I had to give her a shout out for that. And y'all also look into Queen's Touch Business, man. She got a good thing going, helping out with all your household needs and everything. So look into that. To finish this segment off, man.
Soho. Yeah.
Soho
Man,
Karen.
Soho
man.
Karen.
They make, you know, and they're making a Karen movie, which
Kind of triggering.
I'm not even gonna bother to
I seen the
entertain
trailer.
it. I haven't seen the trailer. I didn't want
I
to see
seen
it.
the trailer. I was triggered. I was like, oh.
I understand people out there trying to grab whatever role they can get, and there are some people in that movie that are well-known actors. I don't think that's the right movie that they should be doing. But as I digress, Soho. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah, you just brought it all back up. Okay.
My bad, brother. My bad, y'all.
One movie that's not on my list to watch.
No, at all. But every time they say Karen, I think about that freaking movie. But what's going on with Soho, man? What is going on with this, man?
Well, apparently she Soho Karen. What is her real name? Oh, let's start as Soho Karen. Mila Ponsetto. If I'm saying that right, 22-year-old California woman who falsely accused Keon, what's his last name? Herring?
Mm-hmm.
Or Junior. I suck at names, by the way, but 14-year-old black teen stole, she accused him of stealing an iPhone. And it got crazy to where she was basically want to call 911. She really put her hands on the 14-year-old. And
wow.
Now on Wednesday she pleaded not guilty, but now they done raised it up to a felony hate crime.
Goodness gracious.
At first it was just an assault charge. Now it's up to a hate crime. So
what's really going on out there in the world, man? What's going on, dude?
Well, you know, prejudice got it in the mess she in. You know what I'm saying? You know, just it's a crazy world we live in.
Badgering him.
Basically
badgering him. I seen the video. I seen it. It was pretty intense. The father had to be in between her and him. He was protecting his son, and she just kept charging at them, and then she was like physically putting her hands on the father as the father is trying to protect her son. And this was just like out of the blue, random. They just walked through there, and she's like, "You took my phone." And
they found the phone somewhere else or something like that.
Yeah, the hotel or the restaurant, wherever they was at. It was a hotel in Manhattan. They had a phone. So
it all goes about the way you approach people, and people gotta be careful about how you approach people. Even if you pissed off and mad, you gotta try to control your emotions, because it can escalate from 0 to 100 or 1,000 and steady escalate, man.
But when people have a preconceived notion about you, so she was just looking for, she lost her phone, so she was just looking for a scapegoat. Like, obviously he had to steal it, because, and then here comes the preconceived notion, oh, he's black, I think black people steal. So I think it's this little boy got sticky fingers. You know, well, his dad was a successful jazz musician.
Yeah.
I was staying at the hotel, and it was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. It,
I,
it 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 always sucks whenever they, oh yeah, he stole it, and then come to find out it's like, man, the dad is a successful jazz. Like, no, this you got the wrong person. But if, can you imagine back in the days, like people that got killed because of that?
yeah,
There's Karens have gotten a lot of people in jail. The biggest Karen was the Central Park Five.
talk
deep
about it.
root.
That was the biggest Karen. And that's, yeah, that was the biggest one of all time, bro.
My goodness, man.
So
People, we got to do better.
that's paper.
Or I'll say they got to do better because I'm not associating myself with that.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm so triggered. Triggered. Get the gag, get the gag, get the gag, get the gag.
Yeah, get the scrap, bro. Oh man. We're gonna move on to sports, man. What's going on? We're gonna talk about this one first because it's the most heaviest topic right now with sports. Shakari Richardson. We just congratulated this young lady last week on the show.
Yeah.
And now this. What's that say, Chris?
No, I just said we just gave her flowers.
We just gave her some flowers. So I mean, yeah, these people coming out with their memes. I can't lie. I did laugh at it. What's his name? LaMelo Ball. I can't remember. I think it was LaMelo Ball. Whoever said if it ain't crack, let her run track. And I said, man, log off your phone right now, bro. I couldn't help that.
No, because Black Twitter came to the defense of Shakari.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't have it because like we see the treatment is different than when Michael Phelps went through his situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't just like, okay, why is she the exception? Why is he the exception and not her? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Michael Phelps, I remember that Michael Phelps had a whole bong. They took pictures.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, true. I mean, didn't her mama just pass away too? And so I mean, it was
and the way she found out her mom passed too, it was like in an interview. They kind of bombarded her with it, like it was something like that when she got caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of disturbing, really.
Yeah, man. She going through something, man. Your emotions on high. And I know they say that you can't look at this other person, not do for that person, and then look at the other one and not do the same thing. But this is another touchy subject, man. I mean, on the news this past week just been hitting us back and forth, like, man.
But I don't fault the girl for, because first of all, in Oregon, it's legal. She lives in Oregon, but you know, I'm not gonna bash her about that.
I feel like the Olympic Council,
go ahead, Chris.
The Olympic Council, they choosing to flex their muscle, you know, at the oddest of times. Like, you know, they lax when they want to be.
Yeah.
Now they all up in arms and want to be the regulation police.
I seen what was his name? Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas. He commented on someone's post. Basically, they were saying rules is rules, this and that and the third. Well, Gilbert Arenas, he commented and he said, well, the NBA have banned tests the players. They got rid of that. So the NBA players, they got it in their system. So if they play in the U.S. basketball team, guess what? All of them gonna fail. They all gonna fail. So what is the difference? And then I think it's because they mad because Shakari Richardson was blowing the doors off of them and had marijuana in her lungs. That's how I feel. That's what I feel. I feel like they felt like she was just gonna go in there. She was gonna blow the doors off of everybody.
Man, Shakari she's not a joke, man. She's straight up Man, they give her another one for sitting there getting high and still being able to compete like that.
Exactly.
Shoot, man.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where you want the best of the best representing the country in the Olympics. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and she comes out, she got tattoos, wig, nails. Oh no, we're not gonna have no. That looks all right on Captain America. We can let the Falcon do that, but we're not gonna let y'all do that. You're not gonna represent America like that.
Falcon came in there with their speech at the end of the movie, and now we can't give y'all too much, man. But man, there's people that are gonna be competing in that Olympics that's on steroids, straight up.
Bro, that 100-meter gonna be whack. If she's not in it, it's gonna be whack.
Yeah, man. When does the Olympics start again? Because I saw something about how she'd be able to still be able to compete if something fall into place the right way. I can't really say what it is verbatim, but put that girl in there. I mean, just
let her run.
Let her run.
Form perfect. Y'all get even more ratings now if y'all put her in there.
I think the backlash is starting to build up because Nike is not going to drop her.
No.
Nike is keeping her. So as the days move on, I really hope she do run. Me personally, I hope she does. I really does.
And not only run, I want her to blow everybody out the water. Every gold medal she can
blow the doors, blow them out. Whoosh, gone.
I'm gonna break every record she can break.
Man, break all of man. Give them more excuses to be mad at you. The fact that she got high and she would whoop our ass. That form perfect.
Exactly.
Right there.
Go in there at the donkey.
That form perfect, man. Well, still out there, still dusting y'all bitches, man. I mean, hey, man.
It is what it is.
Telling you.
Yeah, the Olympics is on their savage mode because now they banned the swimming caps that was catered to black athletes with natural hair.
God dog it, man. First shot, see, why? It like what is it? What is it about? What is it about this? Like why? They just own one for real, bro.
Too many black athletes speaking out. They don't like it. How can we keep them in check some kind of way? Excuse me. Did I say the wrong thing? My bad. I'm just saying.
There's no reasons why. I'm looking at the article right now, and it just don't make no sense. I guess in a way they're trying to say that they wanted to make it even with the other swimmers. It's kind of like at your job, right?
Yeah.
You know, you got your uniform like this, but everybody has their uniform like that. It's like, no, we want everyone to be uniform the same. Like how Will Smith came in Bel Air University, he had his jacket inside out. Yeah, that was all good on TV, but now we want everybody to be the same. I guess is what I'm picking up because I'm not gonna read all this shit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's pretty much bullshit. I ain't even trying to get this off my computer.
Straight up, all of it bullshit. All of it. Man, telling you, man. Oh man, they just cracking down on us hard, man. But in other sports news, I'm happy for Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns, man. Yeah. I'm happy for them. He's finally going to the NBA Finals. See what you did, you goddamn James Harden. All you have to do is just listen to the motherfucker. I'm having a moment.
Shout out to Chris Paul, man. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Chris Paul, the point guard.
I'm having a moment, man.
Well, your boy Patrick Beverly he got in his feelings all the way.
Yeah, man.
He might shove this way right out the league. He old enough, you know. He's an aging guard.
Yeah.
That was uncalled for, you know.
He had some injuries on him. He didn't have to push this man. He take your ass whoop and take your L like a man. Keep on moving forward, man. And that's it, man. It was I don't know what Chris Paul said or what else he did, but when the game is over, man. You look like a sore loser. Don't look good on you.
Right.
First of all, shout out to Patrick Beverly because my son will be attending his basketball camp in next week or so.
Okay, cool.
Shout out to him.
But I ain't talking about him too bad.
Yeah, I ain't gonna talk about him too bad because that is a good basketball camp that he's going into. But I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny, and because Chris Paul, he got back up and he was like, "Yay, I got him! I got him!"
You know, Chris Paul will sell a fall. He'll sell a fall push. He's so dramatic with it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm hurt.
That was a funny series because I was watching Undisputed and I think Patrick Beverly and Shannon Sharp don't like each other. I think they beefing in a way because Shannon Sharp was just on him. He was on him, bro, and he oh man, they showed the video where Chris Paul had fell on the floor on one game, well not this one but the other one, and then it showed Patrick Beverly mocking him like, "Look at him, he just flopping." He just flopping. He just flopping.
Man, that was hilarious, man. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That people Chris Paul does have a reputation of getting underneath people's skin. He has had some moments. Patrick probably, had enough. Like, man, I'm tired of this shit. I'm losing already. So
yeah, he was like, the series over with. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, hey, man, it happened. Shit. I wouldn't have done it, but hey, it is what it is. But
it's all good. But like I said, shout out to Patrick Beverly. Son going to that training camp, man.
You know what? Beverly is cool, man. I met Pat Bev, man.
I met him too. He cool. He really is. He cool. It's just he as a defender, he keep that defense mindset on the court. Like, we cool, everybody, we good when this game is over with. But right now, I'm gonna eat you alive, and that's the mentality that you can only ask for.
Yeah. He that homeboy that you play with on the court, they get a little too emotional.
Probably, yeah. Like,
always,
man, just chill, man.
Always crying.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Tell him, man. And then I know some people were talking about they wouldn't much do that in the 90s or Jordan era. Like, yes, they would.
Yes, they would. It would have been a different story. They would have been actually
they
fighting.
used to let them throw hands. Yeah.
They used to let them throw a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Charles Oakley and them. Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Even Steve Kerr. You do that to Steve Kerr because Steve Kerr and Michael Jordan even had it out. he said I elbowed him.
Boom. Fighting, bro. Oh man, Malice at the Palace again, man.
Yeah, I think after Malice in the Palace, they ain't putting up with none of you niggas throwing any kind. And you ever notice that? Like, after Malice in the Palace, the rules have been so strict.
Yup.
Oh yeah.
You're right. And they've been going overboard with this stuff. Like, oh, look what he's doing. He's fighting.
When them fans that felt big and bad that day, they learned a good lesson. Just because they look small on TV. These are trained athletes.
I'm telling you.
You think you've been sitting on the couch for how many years? You think you about to come out here and knock out Meta World athlete that's currently at his highest of peak physical level?
At the time he was Ron Artest.
Man. Tell you, man. And then on top of that, just say if that person is losing that game and you piss them off by throwing something at them or say something to them. And then they, like you said, they look bigger when they get up in front of you. On TV, they look small. That is a 6'5" person that been running up and down that court all day who lift weights. Yeah. Can deadlift more than what you weigh. Yeah. Steph Curry can deadlift 400 plus pounds. And he's skinny as it. And I don't know what will whoop your ass. I'm not. I ain't know none of them. None of them. Oh man. Critics Corner is up next. Wendy Williams getting some L's left and right. And what else going on in Critics Corner? We're gonna talk about some movies that y'all need to check out. Black Widow, early reviews. And we're gonna talk about the versus battle. Y'all stay locked in and tune in to the Just Acting Up Show. This is the Critics Corner, where we take time out to talk about all entertainment news. So I wanted to talk about this person, well, this situation that this person has had throughout, I think, all this past week. She collected 2 quick L's back to back. Wendy Williams. So I can't help but laugh at it. So at first, I think, I can't remember if it was this week or the week before, but Wendy Williams had the Brat on her show, and they had a little segment. And Wendy Williams was saying that, threw something out there, saying that the Brat was trying to holler at her at one point in time. The Brat cleaned that up real quick. Because we know, of course, the Brat is married now to another beautiful woman. Shout out to the Brat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. And so I like what the Brat did and how she did it, because that's the same thing what I'm about. So Wendy Williams said, yeah, you try to holler at me or such and such, pretty much saying that that's what the Brat was trying to do. And the Brat said, no, that's not what I was trying to do. I reached out to you because on the movie that came out, she felt bad for you. She felt bad for her. And she said she felt like she needed a friend. And she said that, no, she ain't never tried to holler at her, because she said she got the same receipts that she had. Wendy, she can show you the text messages. And so she said she never tried to holler at you. And so Wendy said, oh, okay, well, it is what it is. But Wendy said if she was in that LGBTQ community, would you find her attractive, or would you try to holler at her? The Brat said, no, I'm married and we're not playing around like that. We're not finna do that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Brat shut that down real quick. And that's the same thing I would say. I'm like, if I'm in a relationship with a person, I'm with that person. There is no, you ain't my work wife. You ain't doing none of that.
We don't need no thoughts, what's it, insinuating, none of that. Nope.
Yeah, we don't need to bring that up. That doesn't even matter because I'm married. So
right.
Yeah,
I'll be like that little girl on Forrest Gump. Sorry, can't sit here. Sleep hiking. Can't sit here.
Right? But I'm telling you, and Wendy was like, well, I never. She appalled by it, but like, no, Wendy, we don't play them games around here. No, we don't. There is no hinting with that. We ain't getting no rumors and nothing like that.
Put it off at the neck. Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to make sure that you're good. No, we don't play around.
Discord to her household, trying to start next stuff up.
Man,
problem in her house. Like, no, Brat did right. You gotta address it. Like, nah, it ain't what it is. You're tripping. You know how you she tripping.
No, man. You kind of mess up my and getting into that. So the other L came from Tabitha Brown. So I don't know if y'all saw that video or heard about that right there. So
yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, man. A shout out to Tabitha Brown and the Brat and Wendy as well. But so Wendy had a comment about Tabitha Brown saying that how her husband wants to stop being a police officer and work on his dreams, while Tabitha takes on another role and helping out the best way possible as she can. Don't know that whole financial situation. That is what it is. That's what they do. So me personally, I thought it was cool and I thought it was dope, because you don't know the full story of what somebody has set out in their relationship, because that's their relationship.
Right.
Me and my, whoever can say, hey, we're gonna do it like this, but then you come out and say, hey, we're doing this. Now everybody wants to come out and have their own little 2 cents because Yep. And so we know Wendy had her thoughts of saying that, that's what she did with her husband. And she was saying, look what happened. But that's your situation. Right. That's what y'all did. Maybe y'all didn't dot your I's and cross your T's on what y'all had going on. And so Tabitha pretty much gave Wendy her two cents in the most respectful and sweetest way possible. Mm-hmm. And gave us the details of not the full details, but she pretty much said you're speaking from a place of hurt and pain of what you and your past husband, your ex-husband did. But as far as what her and her husband got going on, we already got all that situated and taken care of. And she just wanted to make sure that her husband is good because her husband's a police officer. She doesn't want her husband to go through that anymore. He done his time, he paid his dues. And, he had a point in his life where he wants to go and seek out something else. Work on you. Who doesn't want to do that? You did, just like with me. I worked at this hospital, but, forever and whatever. But I want to pursue the dreams of what I really want to do and move forward. So,
but hurt people just like to hurt people because she doesn't. Because I heard her explanation, what she was saying, how it all started. She said basically, oh, I did the same thing too. And then this item or something she said on her show was missing. And hey man, whatever happened to you that's not the same. If anything, you should salute that marriage because of, what you was trying to do. Because everybody's situation is very different. Like some people, they got the husband that pays all the bills, and then they got the husband and wife, they split down the middle, But a lot of people don't understand that, and then they don't understand it's vice versa. But whatever it is, you should just respect it. She shouldn't have said anything,
The best piece of advice I can give Wendy is to stay out of other people's household while you're on your single season.
Yeah.
For real talk, while she in her single season, just
yeah.
get the help that she needs to get back to herself and work on herself. And stop worrying about other people.
Cause just
work on herself.
You're right, Chris.
Yeah, that's it. Just work on yourself. Stay out of other people's business. Let other people deal with their relationships, and you mind your business.
Yeah, because just like the Olympics, she on savage mode too. She on savage mode, man. Bro, damn.
I've been seeing her pop up in the news for the most random things. Didn't she pop up with Ray J the other day?
Yeah, she popped up with Ray J. Then she popped up with someone else too. She's not allowing herself time to heal.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah, she's whatever she's using to fill whatever void is going on, with her. That's why I say, Wendy, get back to yourself. Get back to doing what Wendy likes to do. Work on yourself. When you work on yourself, you'll be all right. Things will come back around. That's all. That's all advice. That's Dr. Chris's advice for today.
There you go.
Yeah.
It'll work out for you. Just out everybody else's business.
Yes.
So moving on, man. Misha Green. Shout out to Misha Green as well, man. But I hate that this is happening. Lovecraft Country will not be returning for a second season. Ah, man.
They never gave a reason why.
I mean, it's the reason they said. I was reading from it. It was saying that the first season was based off the book from Matt Raff. Matt Ruff from him. And so, but they took it and then they added in their twists and turns to it and everything. And it had over 1.5 million audiences, and which they had great reviews. It was up for like some awards, great cast. They had a great show, and Misha Green was teasing it on Twitter about a second season coming, but they're not going to be able to do it. And so she was saying that they were going to take what happened in the first season and start adding things to it to get the second season going. Mm-hmm. And so HBO didn't really trust it from I guess that's what it was saying. So they had to give it the axe. So.
Come on, Netflix. Come on, Netflix.
Yeah, he did. Jordan Peele, some other names that was in this as well. But and I think she was. The same thing happened to her in Underground. But I think Underground came back again. But I wish they would have kept it going, man. It was a good show. I enjoyed it. So
it makes me want to watch because I never finished it. I never finished the first season. I seen episode 1, and episode 1 was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It had some disturbing things in it. But I ain't gonna lie.
I have yet to
That's
watch
some
it.
things where I was like, man, what the is going on? But I'll let you enjoy it. I ain't gonna spoil it. I didn't finish. I think I had 2 episodes left. I have to finish watching it, and I was gonna watch it to remind myself what's going on before the second season happened. But it's not going to continue. So
Netflix will probably pick it up.
Yeah.
Hopefully Netflix will pick it up.
Somebody will. Netflix, Hulu, one of them will get it.
Because Netflix is like the Jerry Jones of entertainment. They pick up people. We don't want them no more. Well, give them to me. I turn them into the star. You can play for the Dallas Cowboys.
we take you in. We'll get them.
Look what they did with what was that? LA's Finest. That was on a. I remember when I first seen it. That was on like some low network, and then it got picked up by Fox, and then it got picked up by Netflix. I'm like, just keep getting these resurgences.
Netflix picked up another movie, another show. I forgot the name of it. Damn, when it comes to me, it was on ABC. And then you could tell how it twisted different because ABC is like a family-oriented, show. So they can only get raunchy as much as they can. But boy, once Netflix picked it up, whew,
Designated Survivor.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. Yeah, that's it. I was trying to think about it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have yet to watch that 3rd season.
Yeah. That show is fire.
Yeah.
Come on down to Netflix. We got you. Hulu.
Come on down to Netflix.
Come on down. Come on down. Oh man.
You want to be all on your networks. All with the rules. Come on down.
Come on down to Netflix.
Come on down, Netflix.
They are like Death Row. And they black and red too.
Man, tell me. Man, moving on to let's see, Loki. Did y'all get a chance to watch this past week's episode, the 4th episode?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah,
I seen it.
Man.
I like where it's going.
Boy,
I thought it was gonna go one way. It took me a whole nother way.
Man, I'm telling you, I don't know how many episodes they're supposed to be doing, but I have to go back and watch some of these episodes, and I'm like, you really have to appreciate Marvel for everything that they do with these Easter eggs and with the camera work, with the fight scenes, with all that. I'm like, man, they're another one of Death Row Records, man. They
put a lot of thought. They put a lot of thought into it because these twists is not like old twists, like Fast and the Furious. I have not seen Fast and the Furious, and I'm not dogging Fast and the Furious. I'm pretty sure it's a great movie. Who am I to judge? But I'm just saying, Fast and Furious got those twists, and it's like, really. But Marvel, they actually sit down. Somebody at that table might have a dumb idea. They like, no, we're not going that direction. No,
we're not doing it. We're not
going to do that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Marvel and shout out to Disney. Death Row Records, man. Boy, that mouse running things, bro.
No, y'all should see. It's an episode of South Park, which was one of the funniest episodes I've seen, where Mickey Mouse is like, you have his outward persona, but then behind the scenes, he's a big old executive that's like super angry and like really, really bad dude. But it's so funny because I was like, Mickey Mouse, when he said that, I'm thinking about Mickey Mouse behind the scenes. It's like, no, wait,
Yeah.
That boy Mickey, man. I think I saw that when Mickey was on one, bro.
Yeah.
Mickey was a fool, man. Speaking of Marvel, it's some early reviews out about Black Widow. I'm gonna still go see it. The 2 reviews, guys, that I watched.
Don't sound good, huh?
I think it comes straight to the app though, don't it?
It's going straight. It's going straight to Disney.
Yeah, you can watch it on Disney Plus, or you can watch it on theaters. I believe. Finally, after all that time, I'm like, why would y'all hold it that? And with that, the whole what's the name goes down with that. The what's the name? The hype for it, because it was supposed to be like 2 years ago, I think, or something like that. But yeah. So pretty much shout out to Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman for the two YouTube guys that I watch with the movie reviews. But sometimes you want to go watch something for yourself to see if you would like it for yourself. And I'm still going to go watch it. But the other reviews I read, they saying Black Widow was good. So I'll wait. I think it comes out next weekend, I believe.
It comes out on the night, and I'm getting a root canal done on the night, and I will not be at work. I'm telling the world that before I tell the world or tell the job. I'm not gonna be at work. That's how I say I'm on my savage mode. I'm telling everybody else besides the job. But they will find out. They still find out. But yes, I will be in my man cave watching that with my mouth being whatever. But yes, sir, I am ready. I'm ready for it. Disney kept it going, and it was supposed to come out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in May. So Disney kept the hype going. They kept it. They kept it. You know,
as much as they can.
Yeah, as much as they can. As much as they can, they did. So it's Marvel. It's Marvel, bro. They're
gonna get supported regardless.
They're not. It's not gonna miss, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I'm gonna still watch it, man. And of course, we got the other movie that came out. I know Chris, was it the Tomorrow War that came out?
Yeah, Tomorrow War is really good. It's not so intricate like Tenet, but it's a good action movie. Plot makes sense. It's a different take, and I dig it. I dig it. It's a different take. It's really dope. It's really dope. I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch that later on tonight.
Yeah, that's on my list. That is on my list.
We gotta stop giving Tenet this bad.
Man, I'm telling you, like over time, people gonna appreciate Tenet for what it is, man. It's actually a good movie. It's just the fact that you gotta sit down and focus, man. So yeah, I'll just do like me, you know, go on YouTube and piece things together. You be like, oh, okay, that's what happened. Oh, but it's good. I
have to take some of my son's ADHD pills because my mind is already. I need something to come. I need to focus.
Oh man, my goodness, man.
That's definitely action-packed. It actually sent me on a deep dive into action movies this past day or two. So I've been stumbling upon some good finds on Netflix. So
yeah, what else you said? It was Avengement and Extreme were the ones you told me to check out.
Yeah, Avengement. If you like a good action movie, Avengement and Extreme. Just X and Extreme.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Cool. So those are two action-packed movies.
That is a bet, man. Moving forward, the BET Awards. Sorry that I did not check out the BET Awards last week. Shame on me.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. People, you know, people were more. All I heard about the BET Awards is that everybody that was on that red carpet looked a mess with what they were wearing, and that right there. And to me, I was like, "That's all y'all worried about?" I mean, what about the performances? I want to hear about that, or who did good, who won that award. But I didn't hear it.
Like I know Kurt Franklin opened up the show with the "We Win" song that he got with Lil Baby, but that performance was kind of awkward because Kurt Franklin, you know, he's energetic. That's also on the soundtrack of the Space Jam movie.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's like the title song for the Space Jam movie, "We Win." But Kurt Franklin got all his energy. You know, Kurt Franklin. Oh, here we go. Well. And then Lil Baby just kind of just dead, like he didn't want to be on stage, like. Blah, 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 blah. And he rapped it, he just like, even at the end when they were just he was like, and he's like, just there. Like, he looked like he didn't want to be there on stage. Like that performance was awkward.
I'm trying to remember because I didn't catch the BET Awards. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen the BET Awards since Will Smith and Jada Pinkett hosted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was a long time ago.
Crazy. It feel like that was just yesterday. That one. And I ain't gonna lie. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of moments that stood out. I know they did a DMX tribute. That was pretty good.
I seen clips of that. I think because of social media, I remember when the BET Awards first started, it was like a shutdown city. Man, everything shuts down like the BET Awards is coming on. It was like the Super Bowl in the summer. So
yeah.
yeah.
Remember that one summer they kept playing that little B2K little commercial with 50 Cent. Look at the beat.
Right. And it's like now with social media, you can catch like the highlight moments from what happened. So I did see the DMX tribute. I liked that. I seen DJ Khaled and all of them perform.
Yeah.
And the baby and Meg the Stallion, they was on stage together, but they really wasn't.
You know, I'm kind of I'm a little disappointed in Megan Thee Stallion though, because she's a Houston representative, and it was June 27th.
It was, bro.
And she didn't give us no kind of shout out, but just for the home team. It just would have been nice.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that in the DMX tribute, there was what's his face? Michael K. Williams. He played DMX, I guess. And he did like one of his verses or whatever. It was a nice tribute.
That's dope.
Tyler the Creator, his first time at the BET Awards, he did his performance was entertaining. Now controversy around Lil Nas X.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then that just kept being played over and over again. That it wasn't even a BET Award. They just talk about that performance. I'm like, man, I know it was somebody else that performed.
Then they had the tribute to Queen Latifah. That was dope. Moni Love. You had Rhapsody and Lil Kim did the tribute for her. So that was dope. That was a good watch. And of course, Jasmine Sullivan hit the stage. City Girls, Ari Lennox. Cardi B came out with Migos, announced herself being pregnant.
Being pregnant again,
yeah. Andre Day, who played Billie Holiday in that movie biopic about Billie Holiday, she actually did a rendition. She did perform some of Strange Fruit, and I guess she put she had her own little version of it with had a little rap in there. It was good. It was good.
Okay, cool.
Overall, it was a good award show though. Taraji did pretty good as the host. Taraji P. Henson. So.
See, I didn't even know who the host was. That's crazy.
Taraji Henson.
Speaking of BET, Bob Johnson, shout out to him because he's saying that the founder, the America's first Black billionaire and founder of the BET, is calling for $14 trillion in reparations to compensate for slavery. So I'm glad somebody that is up there on that scale of the rich people spoke up about this. I know it's gonna take a while, or I don't know how.
He's been talking about this for a few years. I heard him on he did the Breakfast Club interview a few months ago. Last time he was on Breakfast Club, he talked about that. He's been at work on that for a while, trying to really set forth their reparations. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it feels like an uphill battle. But when I talked to my brother-in-law, we was talking about this. Is like Black people really they owe us for the free labor that they got for years from our ancestors.
Right.
And so if you break it down, they really do owe us.
Right. And I think who's that made that comment? I think it was Charlemagne before said he really didn't think reparations was possible until this pandemic hit, and then they was able to come up with these stimulus checks for everybody.
Right.
That lets you know they can make the money up to send out to people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they definitely can.
Yeah, you got the bread.
Yeah.
So now just send it to everybody who's Black.
Yeah, I used to think it was so funny because Dave Chappelle and Cedric the Entertainer just made it just hilarious. Because I remember when Cedric the Entertainer said, "Can you imagine if Black people get their reparations? You're gonna watch the news. Cadillac had just went up. The stock of Cadillac had just went up." He like everybody and their mama will have an Escalade. Rich. And then Dave Chappelle, I'm rich, bitch.
Man, I'm saying, man, I would gotta use it for the wise thing. Be wise with your money, but you already know people gonna be people, or black people gonna be black people, and do it
Just
use it
give me
for the
my
wrong.
40. Just give me my 40 acres and the mule. Give me
Man,
my 40 acres and the mule. Damn it.
man, I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that mule, but I'll use it some kind of way.
Use
I
it
want the
some
40
kind of
acres,
way.
though.
I want it. Oh yeah, I need them 40 acres.
40
I
acres.
need them
I
40
understand the
acres.
value of land. I want them 40 acres.
Yeah, give me
Yeah.
my 40 acres. That's all I want. My 40
Yeah.
acres and my mule.
Yeah.
I want my mule. I don't know what I'm gonna do with a mule, but I want it.
I know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Just give him a mule, man. You get your 40 acres and be like, so where's my mule?
Yeah, so where's my mule?
Oh man. Moving forward. So this house party thing, man. Man, you know what? I'm looking at it. I'm trying to look at it to where if I was the actor that would get cast in this, and I know I always tell myself that, okay, if you do get a role like this, okay, cool, but don't continue to start doing. I don't know. I got to see the first trailer first. I got to see the trailer first, but I don't think they should do. But it looks like it's in full swing, man. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the cast right now.
We said it last time. Like my boy Carlos Miller on 85 South Show say, quit touching stuff. Just leave it alone. This is why. I know y'all running out of ideas, but there's other ideas out there other than you ain't got to redo everything.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to LeBron. He's making his moves, but
we let you do Space Jam. Now leave this. That was good enough. Nah,
yeah, that was good enough. Yeah, leave House Party alone, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, yeah, they in full swing of it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to look at it to where it's like, and they would say, hey, man, I heard you acting. You want to be a house party? Number one, I was like, I don't know. In my mind, I would say, I don't know why y'all doing it, but okay, cool.
Yeah. Would you turn it down? Let me shut the hell up because no, I would not turn it down. In the back of my mind, I'm like, what the hell? I go home and I'm like, damn, baby, they want me to remake House Party.
Because I look at it, because at the same time, I'm looking at it on both ways. I'm like, what role would you like for me to play? Because I'm looking at it from where, okay, Samuel Jackson has been in over 100 plus thousand, I don't know how many films. He's been in so many films. Right. And he takes his roles to where it's like, no matter how crazy or stupid it is, or whatever little amount you want me to do, I'm going to act my ass off. And I'm going to continue to get to where I need to be. And now look at him. I know it was different times then, and there's different times now. Me, I'm going to ask what you want me to do in this film. Because if it's something that I'm against, that I don't stand for, I'm not going to do it. But if it's something to where I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then I'll act my ass off in that role to get noticed from that person.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I understand it. And Samuel L. Jackson, he is absolutely right. Especially when you are where we are at, you don't have room to say no. You know. So I mean, it all depends because trust me, we have our no's, like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yep.
We're not gonna get into details of it, but
Nope.
But at the end of the day, if they come up to me and say, hey man, we're gonna do a house party, you want to be a part in it, it doesn't matter where I'm at, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. I mean, you could get cast as an extra. Okay, cool.
Hey man, shit. Yeah, that'll work.
I've been there with another house party. Hey, why was everybody dancing in unison back then? I always wondered that.
Yeah, dude, I was like, man, everybody.
I used to, hey, I can do that. I'd be right along with them. When I was a kid, I used to be up there. But speaking of transition, versus. Did y'all catch the versus battle?
Ooh, bang. I gotta go back and finish watching the rest of it. They were, man, it was good versus.
He was jamming. DJ Cassidy was DJing. He had me up there. I was sitting in my living room, just had my own party, just dancing. Like, it was rocking, man. Y'all ain't seen it, go back and watch it. Like, it was good. Bobby and Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown.
Okay, so you talking about that versus. I thought you was talking about Soulja Boy and Bow Wow.
Oh, no.
No.
It was like watching Soulja Boy and Bow Wow, but the older version. Instead of whatever drug Soulja Boy was on, Keith Sweat was. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, y'all. Don't shoot me, Soulja Boy. I'm just messing. But Keith Sweat was definitely on that Ciroc, and he let you know he was on that Ciroc.
Yes, he did.
Say, Puff, got this Ciroc right here. Puff, this Ciroc. Puff gave me this Ciroc. I'm like, how many times you gonna mention Puff and Ciroc? But
hey, man, try and get a deal or something. Try and get something going.
But it was definitely a great night for the culture, man. I mean, they went through their catalogs, man, and they had their outfits changed. They really turned it up. They were singing each other's songs, singing together on each other's songs. It was dope.
Yeah.
Even Bobby even gave us a few moves. Like, oh, he still got it in him on every little step. I'm like, okay, Bobby, I see you.
Okay.
You know?
Go ahead, Bobby.
I have to check it out. But back to the BET Awards a little bit that you missed, Chris. Little Kim was asked who would she like to do a versus battle with. She said Nicki Minaj. So
yeah, I heard that.
Ooh.
I know they had beef, so I guess this is their way of, you know.
It'll be good. It'll be good for the culture. It'll be good. It'll be one of them Gucci Man and Young Jeezy kind of. No.
No, because it's a generation gap though too.
No, that Young Jeezy. And Gucci's niggas died on that, so I can't compare.
Man, that right there. I had me glued to my. I was like, man, what happened?
Yeah. But I think yeah, you're right, Chris. It is a gap. Who would y'all think win? Who would you think?
Well, see, it depends on because see, like I think our age group, we got to see both of those eras, right? Come across. Yeah. Whereas let's say the younger generation is probably gonna lean more Nicki, you know, and the older generation is gonna go more Kim, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of. I don't. The music head in me is gonna say Lil Kim. You know, I'm probably gonna lean with Lil Kim if it was a versus between them two.
Same here.
I say Nicki. Nicki got a lot of range. Nicki got pop. Nicki got rap. Nicki got.
I mean, so does Lil Kim though. But like I said, just different eras. Like if she had Young Money, Nicki had Young Money, and Kim had Junior Mafia. You know.
Mm-hmm.
They both were tied to big, you know, she's tied to Drake and Lil Wayne, and you know, of course, Kim was over there with Biggie and them, you know. So
that is true. That'll be a good versus though. That would be a good one.
It would be a great versus. Honestly, I think it's not bigger than them two. Because nobody never thought that those two guys would get on stage. So
yeah. And then there was Mary J. Blige, unfortunately, dispelled any rumors of her, or she said she has no need to do a versus against Toni Braxton. You know, she doesn't see what versus would do for her. So she says she's not interested in doing it. I'm like, oh, I would love to see Toni versus Mary though. That'd be a good one.
That would be a good one. That would be. I see why she said it, but I still would like to see. I would love to see that one. That would have been a really good one.
Right.
Since we let me see. Since we're on the music side, real quick before we Biz Markie, y'all, he's still here. The family came out and his agent came out and said that, he's in the hospital right now. He's, they're treating him, trying to make sure he get the treatment that he deserves. But we gotta be careful when we see these things online, when they just straight up post saying, oh, this person is dead, or this person, we gotta do our research first. And then I'm gonna just let others post about it, and then whatever the final results or whatever might go on to happen, then I'll talk about it, because you don't want to be so quick to say this and that happened, and the whole thing's false, and then you look stupid, and hey,
everybody want to be the first.
Yeah.
Denzel did say it, so shout out to Biz Markie and his family. Hope he's getting the treatment that he deserved to stay strong and keep moving forward and press on forward, because hey, the music was jamming, man. They say you just a friend. Oh, baby, you.
It brings a question real quick, and then we can end it on this note. Someone said, don't quote me, I don't know if it was Papoose or I forgot, but it probably wasn't Papoose. but said that the record label should offer health care.
Oh, that's somebody. I think it was Master P that was saying there
It
should be
was
some
Master
kind.
P, but it was someone else. It was someone
Yeah,
else that said they should offer health health care.
yeah, that they should do. They should have some kind of system for like the older, like how actors have the SAG and the certain actors guilds and stuff. Like they need to have one in place for like hip hop. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause I heard when Boosie was fighting cancer, he paid out of pocket.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was 70,000 or something like that to be exact. It was up there, bro.
Yeah.
And he paid out of pocket. So
And it's one of those things where they say it's just a matter of trying to bring them. It's hard to bring all them together, especially the young generation with the older generation. It's like, and the young boys they say out here is getting it. You know, they're not getting it. Like, of course, you know, because as hip hop has become more corporate and stuff, you know,
right.
the money changed,
Yeah.
you know, than it was back then. So it's just one thing about pulling the right people together to get that organized and kicked off. You know, it's not that they and because they don't lack the resources at this point, as many millionaires there are in the industry, but it's just like anything, trying to pull the people together to actually execute it.
Right.
So
I agree. I totally agree with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest coming up on the Just Acting Up show. Raul from the cast O'Shea will be joining us for our spotlight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a special guest up in here, man. Raul, this the homie right here, man. This the homie. I gotta cut this in, man. This king right here, man. I've been knowing you for let's see, how long? I think it's been like about a year or so, man. I met you, man, at the stunt training.
Yeah, that was back in October of last year, so almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year, man. It has been a journey, bro. It's been a journey, man. So I know you've been acting for quite some time. So let's give us a quick rundown, man, of your acting career. What have you done, and what got you started in this process, bro?
So I mean, I'm actually I'm more new to the game than you think. I started acting May 2019. I started taking acting classes with Deke Anderson up in the Heights, and it was kind of on a whim. So by trade, I'm an engineer. So I've been in Houston since 2016. I was an engineer. I am an engineer, and I don't know. I kind of had this feeling like I want to explore some of my creativity in the right side of my brain, and I was looking for improv classes, and I found a studio that taught improv classes, but they weren't offered at the time. So they were like, "Hey, we have acting classes, though." And I was like, "Yeah, I've always wanted to be in a movie. Why not? Let me try it. It's 6 weeks. Like, I'll see if I like it." And I did it, and I loved it. And they lied to me and said I was good at it. So I kept going. And the first film I actually did was that same year, July 2019. I filmed a small independent film called Blind Justice. Great cast, great people, and it was cool. It was my first film ever, and they gave me a lead role as playing one of the cops in the film. So from there, I did a bunch of work with as an extra. I did work as kind of a small roles here and there, and back I think early 2020, I applied for, or I submitted for a role on O'Shea, and I didn't hear back from them. So it's like I figured I didn't get anything. But then, like around the same time as I met you, like stunt training time, I got a call from Eric, and he was like, "Hey, we'd like to have you for this character. Are you interested?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm interested." And it kind of just went from there. And I was actually originally supposed to play a different character, but that he didn't think I didn't look young enough for the role. So he was like, "Hey, we have this other character. Would you want to do that?" And that's how I got the role of Pablo in O'Shea.
Nice,
Man, that is a cool story, bro. That's go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I've seen the what was it, the first episode that they released from O'Shea. I dig it, man. Like he's hardcore now. Like I'm excited to see where your character goes, you know. So let me ask, what are some of your influences, that inspired you to kind of want to pursue acting?
So honestly, I've always really been into action movies. I mean, probably some of my earlier movies that I enjoyed was like watching Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of like all the Rush Hour films. So I loved comedy. And and then of course the big dogs, Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel Washington. And I see some films sometimes. I remember I used to see some films sometimes and I was like, man, I could do that. Like they didn't do that good of a job. Like I could have done that better. And but I wouldn't do anything about it. Yeah. So then I was you gotta ask yourself, why not? Why can't it be you? So, I went ahead and just went for it. And but yeah, so my early influences were definitely some more of the action stars, for sure.
Nice.
Keanu Reeves, things like that.
Yeah. So how do you what is your process like when you're preparing for a role? Like do you? I know some people like to psych themselves out. Some people kind of just, they really just dive into this character. Like, what is your process for taking on a role?
That's a great question. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of flip a switch and become the character. So the character is very real for me. It's usually a part of myself. Even Pablo, like he's nothing like me at all. But you have to find a piece of yourself in that character. And so a lot of it for me is reading the script and thinking about, okay, how does this character feel about the people that he's talking to? What was he doing before this scene? Where is he going afterwards? What is he thinking about in the moment? What is the atmosphere like? Is he mad? Is he happy? Does he respect the person that he's talking to? So a lot of that is important to me. And some of that just comes off the other actor. One actor will give me an energy and I was like, how would I authentically react to that? And a lot of the times the way I react is authentic to that moment. And yeah, it's just, it's a very vulnerable process because it's a real part of you is being showed to the camera. It's not this fake person. Because I feel like if you don't do it that way, if you just memorize lines and you're just waiting for the other person to finish their line so you can say yours, it just doesn't feel real. So the character needs to become a real person to me.
Those some good tips, man. That's I love those tips. Those are great tips, and I like that you was like, let me see how this is. Like I can do that better than you. Get into it, and then you just start picking away and finding things. Because be honest with you, I don't know how long you've been acting, but you carry yourself and you do everything as if you're a natural, man, and it just flows and shows. And then your character on O'Shea, he has that suave, cool mentality, but at the same time, he's like, I'm finna get this done, man. And that's what I love about it. Like every time your character was on screen, I like, that's my boy right there, man. He finna set everything straight, man. So I dig it, man. I dig it, bro. Great job.
Yeah, that's a fun character. He's just like the ultra super macho facet of the Latino community.
Yeah. So do you have any plans to ever do any work behind the camera?
Not really, not at this time. I think I like my work in front of the camera. It's just a very creative process. There's not a lot of logistical work, or I don't have to think about a lot of stuff. I just become a person and I just say lines, essentially. So I get enough of the logic and left side brain stuff at my regular 9 to 5. Yeah. So, being in front of the camera is a release for me. So I don't think I want the stress of being an AD or a producer.
Right.
directing my own stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I'm open to it in the future.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. One last question for me, because we always want to pave the way by paying it forward. There's a young actor out there that they're thinking about getting into it, or maybe someone that's a little older that just kind of unsure of getting into the industry or getting in front of the camera. What piece of advice would you give them?
Oh man, it's a couple of things. So it could be a little brutal. It's very like I mentioned before. It's a very vulnerable process. You're putting yourself out there for people to see very intimate pieces of yourself. So number one is don't take anything personally. Learn to find validation within yourself instead of seeking outside validation. I think a lot of times you're just not the right fit for a role, and maybe someone's look of, we need a handsome male actor, and you're like, oh man, does that mean I'm not handsome? It's like, not necessarily. It just means you don't fit in that particular peg that they're looking for. So you're a circle and they were looking for a square, and that's fine. So you got to know that you went in there and you gave it your best shot. You know that was the best performance that you could give, and you're happy with it. You're like, damn, I did a great ass job. I'm not for that role, but okay, cool. So yeah, so definitely don't take anything personally. Is number one. It's just business, and have fun. It's important to have an abundance mentality. Is a lot of times you don't get a role, and you really wanted that role, so you get down about it, and that's just the wrong attitude to have. It's about if you scroll through Actors Access or all these casting websites, you're like, man, there's a whole lot of auditions out there. Like, I didn't get this one, but man, there's like 1,000 others. So, have that abundance mentality. Like, it doesn't matter that you didn't get that one particular role. Just keep auditioning. Your job as an actor isn't to act necessarily in a TV or a film. It's to audition. That's the job part of it. So yeah, don't take anything personally and have an abundance mindset. That's my piece of advice to someone who wants to try this out.
Okay, good advice. Good advice. Me, I'm just not starting out for my little journey here. So yeah, so that's some good advice. I'm gonna take some of that advice myself and try to apply it.
No, man, I'm glad to help. And then reach out. We're a very friendly community. We like to help each other.
Yeah, we do, man. That's also cool that you went to Deek Anderson's. I went to Deek Anderson's, the one off of in the Heights location. So I was all like, man, I know he went to Deek's as well too, man. That's dope, bro. So one of my questions is, so what will be that all-time favorite role that you wish you can just have, or you're working towards getting? What will be that thing where you're like, man, this is it. Like, I felt great doing this role. This is the role that I want to do. What would be your dream role?
Man, if I'm being honest, I hope Marvel's listening. I'm gonna get really shredded, and I want to play Wolverine in your next movie. Let me know. That would be fun. He's my all-time favorite comic book character is Wolverine. But no, man, like I'm really into nerdy shit. I love superhero movies. So yeah, man, like action comedy, like that's my ideal role. Put me on a big poster in Times Square. Inflate my ego.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. I love it, man. That's what's up, man. Let's see. I know you got to get going and go to the gym, bro. We would love to have you on again, man. Probably later on this year or next year. We'll see. Whenever you free, man, we'll hit you up soon.
Yeah.
And get some more stuff out there. Shout out to Eric Hunter and the O'Shea cast and crew, doing some amazing things. Yes. And man, bro, appreciate you, man, for taking time out of your day as well to join us and talk, shoot the shit with us and everything, man.
Yeah,
that was fun, man.
Yeah, and just before you go, just tell people where they can follow you, where they can see your work at, or anything you got coming up that's out there that if you want to put out there for people to see.
Yeah, sure. So everyone knows episode 1 O'Shea is on YouTube now and Patreon. Episode 2 coming out soon. We got a couple other projects that I can't talk about with Eric that are going to be coming out in July. and then I have something coming out this fall. It's Mr. Franklin, where I play one of the villains. So that's going to be an exciting role as well. Look out for that. You could follow me at Raul on a Stool on Instagram, and Raul Chacon on Facebook. Go ahead, friend me. I'm friends with everybody.
Awesome, man. We appreciate you coming through.
All right, appreciate you guys for having me.
Here we go. Let me get it in. Get it in. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Just Acting Up Show proudly brings to you who's been acting like an ass. That's my little DX drop right there before we, get to the whole little Just Acting Up. For who's been just acting up out there? Who got it? Who made history this week?
Man, so I got two of them for y'all today. We're gonna start off in Acne Hour, right? So how much do y'all like the McDonald's dipping sauce for your nuggets and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Y'all like them? Do y'all get mad when they don't give y'all
enough
or none at all? Yeah. So the satisfied McDonald's customer is accused of threatening to blow up the restaurant for not including dipping sauce in his order.
Hell no!
Police arrested the 42-year-old Robert Goldwitzer Jr. on June 26th. According to the sergeant, the suspect called McDonald's to complain about the lack of dipping sauce for his order of nuggets. The call included a threat to blow up the establishment and punch an employee in the face. And so authorities said the suspect admitted to making the threat over the phone. He's charged with making a false report of an explosive incendiary device as a Class B felony. So, yeah. So, I mean, you get all these nuggets and they give you have to still ask for the condiment. That should be a given, Nobody want to get home and be like, man, I ain't got nothing to dip this in. I don't even want I don't want the whole meal no more. Throw it away.
So they didn't give him anything, or they didn't give him enough.
They didn't give him anything.
They didn't give him anything. Oh yeah. Hey man. Hey, that have happened to me before. I ordered Uber Eats and they just didn't give me dipping sauce. They did nothing. It's like, man, what I'm supposed to do? Go drive Wade over there? That was the whole purpose of Uber Eats.
He probably had him a long day. Who knows? He probably had a long day to Boston custom out 3-4 times. And all he wanted, he was just looking forward to his McDonald's nuggets when he got home with his barbecue sauce. And he got home and was no sauce. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, that was it.
He said, for you to get mad enough to want to call a place, who wants to call McDonald's? Excuse me. So
I'm not gonna lie. One time Pizza Hut or Domino's didn't deliver my pizza. I called them like at least 10 consecutive times in a row till they answered her phone. And I ordered already through my card. And this one guy say, well, sir, there's no possible way you couldn't got your pizza yesterday or something like that. He said something smart. Man, I kept calling them and calling them and calling them and calling them. I stayed on the phone. I was in church. I was in church the next day calling them.
Black said a pepperoni flat. And I have
talked about that. Man.
They gave it up too. They gave it up.
You gonna get, man. I'm telling man, I don't know what it is about us, and I think it's more like the fact that you made a mistake, you're not admitting to that mistake, and you don't want to give me what I'm asking for to clean up your mistake. No, give me my sauce, give me my condiments. I pay full price for this. I mean, just give me what I asked for, man. That's what it is. I ain't just gonna call and say I'm gonna threaten to blow you up, but you need to give my goddamn sauce. So
people getting emotional when it come down to food, bro. They get emotional when it come down to food.
For this next one, we're gonna go over to Maine. Head over to Maine. Shout out to New York Post for this story, for both stories actually. But this story here is about a man who had to pay his bill. Sounds like a normal thing to do, right? Paying your bill. Well, this man, he tried to pay bail with counterfeit cash.
Oh, hell
brought his
no.
way back into jail on a new charge. Michael Deschen tried to pay a bail commissioner with 2 phony $100 bills on Sunday. Both the bogus Benjamins got them slapped with a forgery charge and locked up for a few extra hours. The York County Sheriff's Office said that Deshin was already having a bad day. They found him walking home around 5 a.m. after an argument with a female friend. The cops were on a call about a theft from a motor vehicle, and Deshin had nothing to do with it, but they did arrest him on the outstanding warrant for unrelated theft. So after all that, he tried to post bail with counterfeit money and was just sent right back to jail. And later, he was able to post bail with a real authentic $100 bill.
My goodness, man. How stupid.
Man.
How stupid can you be with doing some stupid shit like that? Now you're going back. See, I ain't gonna say got to be more careful. I ain't gonna say that.
Just make wiser decisions.
Please.
I mean, think about it before you do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please think about what you're
Is that the same guy that paid went to the strip club with counterfeit bills? You heard about that story? It was a guy that went to the strip club with counterfeit bills. He threw money and he went to jail.
What?
I did hear about that story though.
It was counterfeit bill. It was counterfeit bill. And,
the stripper had him arrested.
The stripper had him arrested.
That was for about $150 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did hear about that. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, if anything, there's a lot of money being thrown around, and maybe try to get your foot on one and slide it on the back. Recycle it, but counterfeit money? Yeah, nah.
Well, don't tell me how I know this, but back
don't incriminate yourself. My wife should
I heard, okay, that if they would, guys would get these counterfeit bills. They wouldn't take them all, but they would take some, a very small amount, but enough, hundreds, whatever. Go to the strip club, right? Exchange them, get the ones, throw a couple of money so it wouldn't be obvious, and leave.
That's their hustle.
That was the hustle until they implemented blue lights. Some strip clubs, because I have seen some where they put the blue light underneath, the bill or whatever, and then they have like the pin. Yeah. So they didn't count on the game. Some. This recent strip club, they didn't do none of that. So
they got my cousin ass one time. Well, he didn't have counterfeit money. What my cousin did is that he didn't have a lot of money, but he said he wanted to save this amount for drinks, and he wanted to save another amount to try to, get something from the stripper. So he went to the front stage and he started dancing. I don't go to strip clubs anymore. That don't make no sense to me. He get in front of the stripper dancing, so she danced in front of him. He'll take one of his dollars, he'll put it through the G-string. He'll slide it back out to where she can't feel it. He keep on dancing, and she thinks she getting money. Yeah, girl, yeah. He threw $2 on stage. Took another one, put it through the G-string. Oh, hell no. He's the last one out.
So I don't think you need to be at the strip club.
I don't think you don't need to go if you got to do all that, man. That's a lot. That's David Copperfield type of shit.
She's like right in the middle of sliding and right back out. Because he did it like about 5 times. So she thinking that she getting paid. Right in that last little slide, she looked back and he looked up and she looked at him. He said, "Oh shit, get your ass out." He got thrown out, bro. Oh man, got to be more careful. Got to be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into the balancing act. This is where we talk about who we're gonna give our roses to, or we focus on mental health. Stay locked in to the Just Acting Up show to see who we give those roses to. Welcome to the balancing act. We're gonna talk about this individual right here. Now, this person has been in the game for a mighty long time. And I have to give this person roses. So they said I kind of used to look like him when I had hair, when I had waves back in the day. So, but the hair's gone, dog. It's gone. So, I want to give this rapper, this artist, entrepreneur, Nas, his roses. Have to give this man his roses. He's been in the game for so long, dropped so many classic albums, classic songs, did so many great collaborations, and he's still doing great things. So we know that he has a partnership with the Ring doorbell. And so, of course, that ring went on to be sold, and he collect more money for, being a part of that. But the latest thing that he has done is that Nas has listed his daughter as an executive producer on his album Stillmatic, so she can always receive royalty checks from album sales. Stillmatic is a classic. You can still jam it today. And I think that's dope that he did that, because we always talk about this on the Just Acting Up show, how you want to set up, your family, your friends, the good friends and the good family who do support you, who aren't that crazy, who doesn't cause all that drama. I'm sorry, I got a little thing going on. But anyways, you want to set up, people for the years to come. And this right here, what Nas just did, that just sets, his daughter was already set for life, but this sets her up even more to where she can continue to get royalty checks from that album right there. So shout out to Nas for doing that. That's what's up, man. That's dope. I love that.
Yeah, man. A lot of producers and executives do that. That way, their kids, like if you look at DJ Khaled, his son, Diddy did it. Like if you look at some of the Biggie albums or some of the Puffy, you see, like, so that's the, if you at that level of production and with music and stuff, a lot of these artists, you'll see that they'll put their kids on there, and you'll be like, man, how old was you when this came out? Like, how are you an executive? But that's the play, though. That's the,
that's how you got to do it.
Yeah, that's how they keep getting paid.
Setting them up for the long run. And Illmatic, man, talking about the album, bro, that album got to be the most important album in hip hop history, because they celebrate the anniversary of that album. And it's been like 26 years, I think.
Dang.
Yeah.
I seen Tony Baker posted it, 26 years. So that's crazy, because I remember when they were celebrating it then, and back then, I don't want to show my age, but it was 10 years that they was,
It's all good, man. Yeah, no worries at all, man. Nas deserves these roses, man. Like I say, so many classic albums, so many classic songs. And, he's just, when you mention hip hop or rap, you have to mention Nas. He's one of those top guys. I don't know who was on your top 10, but not top 15 or whatever, but Nas is in there somewhere. He has to. If not, it's cool. But Nas has to be in somebody's top pick as rapper. And that right there, that's awesome. That's amazing. So also, I know we gave roses out to Trader Truth before, but I want to acknowledge him real quick, because he did something, another great thing. Trader is just awesome. Trader Truth, I'm glad he's from Houston. He represents us well. He's going to be open an ice cream shop called Howdy Homemade Ice Cream. He already has some locations in Dallas and El Paso, and it's for employees, and he employs adults with special needs. So, whoever is in that with, that ice cream shop or whatever, whoever affiliated with it, he helps out those people who have special needs to, continue to help them as they go about their life in adulthood. So it just doesn't stop as your kids into your adolescence and you go become an adult. It doesn't leave you. You still need help. And so I think that's really big of Trey. He's going to be opening it up in the Katy area on July 22nd, which is actually Trey Day, which he was given to him last year, I believe. July 22nd at 2920 Katy Freeway at 6:30 p.m. It's called Howdy Homemade Ice Cream. I'm gonna have to check that out when we're open. So it's opening here in Houston, Katy area. So shout out to Trader Truth as well for that as well for our roses. So
Dope.
Yes, indeed. That's the curtain call. Another great show. Thank you all for tuning in and staying locked in and checking us out on this this July 4th weekend. But the show will be airing, of course, this week. So, which thank you all for tuning in. Once again, I want to give a quick shout out again to Queen's Touch Business for liking and subscribing and checking us out on social media platforms. Queen's Touch Business is from my friend's business, Ep21. She's probably gonna get at me for saying her whole full name out there. But hey, girl, I'm giving you a drop, giving you your shout out, girl. So it shouldn't be too bad. So y'all make sure y'all hit up a Queen's Touch Business for all your household needs and cleaning supplies, and for to come through and hook your house up with some cleaning and everything. So with that being said, I want you all to be safe out there. Enjoy yourself. Hope you enjoyed your July 4th weekend. And whoever did invite us out to some barbecue or whatever, make sure
Shame on you. Shame on y'all. You
hook your boys up. We do some. We like to eat. We like to enjoy. Not just from bros barbecue business, but we like to enjoy it. So hey.
Well, I don't like pork, so that's another story for another day.
Yeah, don't give us no pork though.
Don't give us no pork.
My lips should not touch the swine.
No.
Don't give us no pork.
I seen a video about that pig, so I'm good.
I don't want to see that video. Don't show me that. I don't want to see it.
Oh, y'all don't eat pork, huh? Y'all sedated. No, it's the reason why. Get us some Beyond Meat burgers or something like that, man.
Yeah, I take a turkey sausage. I'm good on that.
Yeah. And when you give us that turkey, don't just throw it on there and make it look all sad. Hook us up like you're supposed to hook everybody else up.
Yeah, give that same energy to that pork.
Yeah,
man, y'all making me hungry now.
That turkey sausage.
Same energy. Oh my gosh. Y'all got any closing moments, anything? Closing statements?
I do. Since we speaking about food, okay, real quick, it's not a hidden secret. I don't like crawfish. I don't like shrimp. Okay, cool, right? So whenever my family do fix gumbo, they fix 2 pots. One with the crawfish and the shrimp and all that in it, and then the other one with the rice and sausage, blah, blah, blah. That's just for me. So one day I was eating it at the job, and my coworker seen it. He said, "What is that, gumbo?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You don't eat shrimp or crawfish, huh?" I said, "No." He said, "Nigga, there ain't no damn gumbo." He said, "Man, there ain't no damn gumbo. They put a bay leaf in there to make you feel special, but there ain't no damn gumbo." He just walked away. So it's like, you know what, black people, I'm not gonna eat no more gumbo. Don't even offer it to me. I'm allergic to crawfish and shrimp. That's it. Don't even ask, because they ask, "Oh, you allergic?" No, I'm not allergic. I just don't like it. Well, now I'm allergic. Leave me alone.
Oh my God. You can still
That's on your chest.
Yeah, that was on my chest. Because that was embarrassing. Man, ain't no damn gumbo. They put a leaf in there to make you feel special. They ain't walked away.
Dang.
That's messed up, man. And see, you know what? Why people can't just you can put the chicken, you can put the turkey or chicken sauce in it, and then you got the roux and the rice, and you good. Yeah, but no, they were like, damn. He probably said it with a stank face too.
Yeah.
Man, just let me be. Let me be.
Oh, gumbo. Just
Put the fork down. All right, I'm ready to go back to work. I'm ready to go home now.
Man. I bet, see, bro, the way he said that, it sounded like he flipped your bowl over.
Yeah.
Dang, your goddamn gumbo.
He talked about the leaf. Yeah, they put a bay leaf in there to make me feel. Yeah, they did. Shit, goddamn it.
Oh man, why? I don't know why. It reminded me of Miss Minnie from Martin when Martin was stranded out in that train station, and Martin gave her the tuna sandwich, and she said, "Tuna, I don't want no damn tuna," and throw it on the ground and stomped on it and walked away. That's the way it felt like to me.
Yeah.
Dang, Miss Minnie, you could have handed it back or something like that. Oh my gosh, that's messed up, man.
It's all good now.
God doggone disrespect. Y'all be safe out there. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Don't forget to follow us. Like us, follow us.
Like us, follow us. Hit the bell button, subscribe. Hit that bell button. Boom.
Get them notifications.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to our guests as well before we get out of here. Raul Chacon for coming through as our guest today for the O'Shea series. Shout out to Eric Hunter and everything that he's doing some good things with the O'Shea series, man. And we will also before we go, we're gonna be on the radio today on Real Talk Radio 100. Shout out to them as well too. We're being interviewed. We're gonna be switching roles. We're gonna be getting interviewed. So yeah. So
That must
shout out to them.
be. Oh.
Yes, indeed. So, and now we're done.